What's up, everyone? All right, well, today's a red day recap, and today I hit kind of max emotion, didn't trade well, super angry, frustrated, revenge trading, everything. Trader rehab setback, big time. I'm down to 4,500 bucks, up 3,000 in my main account, down 7,800 or whatever in my retirement, but had a couple of great entries, got scared, sold break even, then got back in too high, stopped out for losses, and that's what triggers that anger, frustration, and revenge trading. Not a good day, but hopefully you hit the thumbs up for the recap, and I hope it's helpful to you. So that's it for me. Enjoy the recap, and I'll see you first thing tomorrow morning. What's up, everyone? All right, so, well, today was an ugly day for me. Boy, it started bad and it got a little worse, but then it finished not too badly. So this last move right here on Hood, I actually stopped out of it, break even right here. I then watched it go to 70 and then watched it drop to 68, a 2-point flush. I was annoyed initially to watch it go to 70 without me, and then in 10 seconds to drop 2 points was a reminder of why I got out break even. So let's go back to the beginning of the day. The day started with a $9,000 loss with 6,000 shares on BYSI. This was a pre-market trade. I got in off of what I thought was maybe a dip trade off of ascending support right here. So I bought right there off the yellow line. I didn't want to get in at 44. I thought that was too high. So I got in a little early and it just flushed on me. Down 9,000 in my first trade. I got back in, and now I don't even remember where that was, but I got back in. I think it was actually right here. I think it was right here. I got back in. I thought, okay, here we go. It was a drop. It's coming back up. And then I stopped out a second time. And so, even with relatively small size, I got smoked on BYSI. I was down 21,000 on it. I recouped a little bit of the loss, but then gave back what I recouped. And this is just my main account. I'm down 7,800 in my retirement. So I'm up 3,400, but down 7,800, which puts me down about 4,500 on the day. And I'm red in everything in my main account, including the NASDAQ test stock. That's okay, I guess. But I'm red on everything else. Not that none of these are big losses, which is good, but disappointing. So the next trade after BYSI was AGFY. It started squeezing up and some people were mentioning it, and I thought, all right, I'll give this thing a try. I got in for the break of 23. It was extended, but I was kind of in a little bit of FOMO, Hail Mary mode. I was like, maybe this will be the one. So I jumped in. It hits a high of 23.63 and then flushes. So on that one, I lost 1,400 and 3,100. So I lost like 4,500 between those two trades. I don't have as much buying power in my retirement account, so I hit my max buying power on it and then switched and added in my main account, and then I lost on both sides. So that was AGFY. At that point, I was down about 27,000. And then I took a trade on Hood, Robinhood. It was a resumption from the first halt. It halted up right here. I bought 4,500 shares right here and sold it for a $27,000 profit. I then added back and was up to 30,000, and then right in here stopped out and lost 8,000 off the top. So for a moment, I was actually up $2,000 on the day. A miraculous recovery from red to green, but only for a moment, because on this trade right here, I lost, it was $6,000 or $8,000, and I went to down about 5,000 or 6,000 on the day. At that point, I had a trade on MOSY, which was a loser, and I had a trade on ACY, which was a loser, another trade on Hood, which was a loser, and then I made back a little bit on Hood in this account. And that was as it curled up right in this area for the break of VWAP. And this is like classic, like late day trading, choppiness. So I made some money here. I actually got myself to down only 200 on the day. And then on this drop right here, back to down 5,000 on the day. Then I got back in, I recovered it, but then we had another chop out candle and I lost it again. And then right here, I recovered it, some of it, and then stopped out, break even on the next trade. I mean, it was just a hard day. What's the big deal? Down 4,500 between the two accounts. Well, probably another, whatever with commissions. I think for me, the desperation kicked in when I went from red on the day to green. That was such a good feeling to go from red on the day all the way into the green. I felt so good. I was like, finally, wow, unexpected, but finally some really nice follow through. And then as quick as I had that great feeling, it was gone. And I was back to red on the day. And I tried so hard to get back to green. And that was where the desperation was kicking in, trading later into the day, later and later into the day, trying anything that was moving. Well, really just BY, SI and Hood. But, so like on this trade right here, as it spiked up, I jumped into the spike. I didn't expect it to do that, but it did. And so I jumped in, but you know what? It didn't hold that level at all. And so I'm glad I got out of that basically break even, because that candle right there, I mean, I could have gone right back to down, well, it's a 2-point drop, but so I could have lost 12,000 on that type of trade. And just like that, been back to down, 17,000 on the day. So, at the end of the day, I had a couple great trades on Robinhood, a couple terrible trades on BYSI, and the rest is sort of just chop in between. And unfortunately, I just couldn't get green. $4,500 is such a small red day. For me, it shouldn't matter, but I think for me, the issue was that when I was down 28,000, all of a sudden I was looking back at the bottom of the hole. I'd had 2 green days, Monday and Tuesday. I made 5,000 each day. And so I was beginning to recover the 125,000 I lost last week. And then to lose 28,000, I was all the way back to the bottom, 26,000. 126,000 minus 28. Well, okay, plus 10. I mean, it was like, and that's where I was feeling so angry and disappointed. And this is where the emotions in this trader rehab are so difficult, because as soon as you hit a setback, you're feeling like you're back at rock bottom and you start to feel that desperation. And all things considered, I mean, it seems funny to think that those types of emotions could be triggered for someone who, on the month of July finished up over $200,000. All right, so yeah, I'm down from 388 high, but why get all bent out of shape when you're sitting right here? I mean, this is still very green. And that's the biggest challenge with trading. It doesn't make sense why you might get so frustrated, why the FOMO could kick in so hard when it does. But it happens, and then next thing you know, something like this right here, could easily see myself going right back into that at 69.50 for the trade over 70, and an emotional revenge kind of trade. Oh, if I could make 5,000 on it, well, how many shares do I need to make to get $5,000 of profit on 50-cent move? 10,000 shares. So imagine that, 10,000 shares at 69.50. That's $700,000 position. And okay, if it breaks 70, you look like the hero. You feel like a hero. But what about right now when it's, and I'll just show the level too. What about right now when you're in at 50 and there seems like a stack of sellers and you realize, wow, we've already had a couple of big green candles. Okay, there's 60, there's 70. Okay, I'm up 12 cents on the bid. Maybe it's starting to work. You want to see the break of 75. But you're seeing this red, it's hesitating. There's 75, okay, there's someone watching over me. Maybe I'm gonna finally get out of this hole today. There's 89 on the ask, but then 69 on the bid, and red transactions. This, because I'm not in it, is probably gonna go to like, $72. But, the fact is the risk on it of another candle like this right here, that all of a sudden you see a market order sell, 940,000 shares, a big sell. And, right there, you just had a low of 69.55 as it broke through that level. It hit 70.83. You're back at 70 on the bid. How fast can you trade? So, I don't know. There's the FOMO kicking in as it goes to 71.50, and I would be up $20,000 if I had taken that trade I just mentioned. But, the flip side of it is that if it had gone the wrong way, I could have lost 15,000, maybe, or more. And being down 4,500 is a easy to recover type of red day. So it's better just to take it, move on, and come back tomorrow. What's the point in fighting out trade after trade after trade later and later into the day as something's getting more and more extended? The real FOMO would be entering right there at 71.50 for the break through the high, and it's just not worth it. So sometimes the best thing you can do when you're just struggling to be dialed in, whether it's you or the market, maybe it's a little of both, best thing to do is just shut it all down and live to trade another day, not do something that's gonna blow up your account and dig such a big hole it'll be almost impossible to recover from. It's still the first week of August, so let's take it slow. All right, that's it for me. A difficult day, but red, only about $4,500.
I hope you really enjoyed that video, and make sure you hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Our goal is to hit 1 million subscribers this year, but we won't get there without your help. So please, please, please hit that subscribe button.